Maybe about 10 minutes later, she comes back and she's like, oh my God. And she's panting and she's breathing hard. Hi, Dawnies. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel and you like listening to fun, sad, ridiculous stories, please subscribe. Mom would say it's like a bad sitcom. Now, as you know, I had somewhat of a privileged life. In my formative years, I was in private school up until junior high. Even though it was Afrocentric, for some reason, kids in the neighborhood, when I came home on the weekends, would be like, "Why do you speak white?" No, I just spoke well at the time. Lately, my grammar's not that great, but oh well. So with that said, growing up, I didn't experience too much violence. Didn't see shootings or anything. Let's just say before 16, life was good on our block. Like I had told you in a previous story, that we had all kind of cultures in the neighborhood. We had Indian, Jamaicans, white, Latinos, black. It was just a melting pot, and we all got along. So therefore, like I said, I didn't know anything about any kind of neighborhood violence, school violence, or anything like that. It may have something to do with my grandparents living next door to us. As memory comes to mind, they both were in the police force. My grandfather was deputy chief to the superintendent of LA County, and my grandmother was commissioner of narcotics. So maybe that was some help. I don't know, because five blocks down the street was the police station, but from what I understand, the 2 blocks behind me had some issues. But I don't recall our block having too many issues. And as I said earlier, that I didn't attend public school until like junior high, and the junior high school was placed in like a predominantly white or Jewish area. So with that said, I'm just going to say it. Even people tease me today, certain words come out and they're like, "Oh, you were one of them privileged kids." And I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. So I can't hide it. I'm just who I am. Anyhow, the junior high school I went to is pretty famous. They use the building for a lot of backdrops in movies and TV shows. And just to name a few, because, sometimes it's okay to brag. But Nightmare on Elm Street was filmed there. Pretty in Pink was filmed there. And I think some episodes of Family Matters was filmed there. And many more that I don't know. So I'm just giving you a background of what I was used to before this event happened. And I told you about a couple of stars that attended my junior high, like Janice Wilson. And I forgot about the guy who played Dudley on Different Strokes. And a few other folks. So, I know it's not a big deal now because there's stars everywhere around the world. But at that time, growing up as a kid, it was kind of cool. Like, hey, I go to school with so-and-so. So, I'm just, So getting to high school, I went to art school. I thought the high school, because it was close to Hollywood. The school was close to Hollywood. And I thought, with it being an art school, it'll be like Fame, and during lunchtime we would break out with singing and dancing. So it's funny, honestly, I wasn't supposed to go to this school, but I wasn't going to the school in my district. They didn't have windows, and I need the illusion of air, or seeing air, or seeing the outside. I'm not going to a school that's a prison and you don't see the outside. So how I got to my high school, my mom traveled a lot, and then I had to stay with another person that lived in the district. So that was cool for a moment. With that said, seeing how the school was predominantly white and it was placed in Hollywood, and it was in a Jewish area. Me, my friends, and my mom thought this was the best school to go to because, you know, the illusion is it's in a nice neighborhood and nothing should be happening. Because at other school, things happen. And I wasn't going to that school. I did go for summer school, and that's how I knew that wasn't the school I was going to for high school. Now, with this being an art school, we did have some activities I wasn't part of, but we were trying to have. Well, let me just get to it. So there were a lot of upperclassmen that were in dancing groups, and you know they would have dancing competition off campus or sometimes on campus, but not as much off campus. We did a lot off campus that first year. Well, we'll get to that story another time. Let's say I had the privilege of hanging out with the upperclassmen, and we had fun. Not that kind of fun, but real fun, like dancing. Oh yeah, this school also had it where if you did well in your sophomore and junior year, and you completed most of your classes during senior year, you could either leave for the rest of the day after lunch, or you can eat lunch off campus. So, like I said, we had a lot of freedom at this school until. So one day, I believe this was fall semester, and this was like my first. Yeah, this was my first semester at high school. Even though I was a sophomore, I explained that in another video that LA, you start off as a sophomore in high school, even though your ninth grade classes count for your high school. What do you call it? Life. I'll just say that. Anyway, during our last period, I had a class all the way on the third floor, and I remember when we were like shuffling through the hallways, I remember hearing this loud thud, and in my mind I was like, oh, somebody dropped their books. So while in class, one of the girls got a pass to get out of class because you know how we do. You just don't want to be in class. You just want to run the halls. Ain't nothing going on in the hallways, but that was the thing. So, like I said, she left to go do something, and then maybe about 10 minutes later, she comes back and she's like, oh my God. And she's panting and she's breathing hard, and she's like, I just saw somebody get shot. And we're all stunned, like, what? Like I said, with the background of, well, I don't know about other classmates, but I know with my background, this was not our life. We didn't know anything about this life until later. But in the beginning, this was not the life we knew. All we knew was partying, dancing, and get good grades. That was the life. So after this, of course, the school was shut down momentarily. I don't remember if they did debriefing with the class to help us, but I know that we just left and went home. And I should have called my mother while she was at work and told her what happened. Hold on. And so my mom, when my mom got home, she turned on the news and the reporter was talking about what happened at the school. And basically what happened, and it's so sad, it's still sad to this day. One of the former classmates came back. He had some learning issues, but he came back to thank the principal and the teacher that helped him with his learning issues. And he just happened to be wrong place at the wrong time, and he got hit by a stray bullet. He wasn't even involved in the situation. It turns out, I guess they say, according to the news article, that there were some gang members. Like, this is the first time I ever had to, yeah. And my mom was pretty heated that the school didn't call the parents about what happened. It was just crazy. That was like my first experience ever. Have I had any other experiences? Not besides my cousin, but I've never seen anything up close and personal. But the fact that I just thought it was a books falling because it was a loud thud, but I was on the third floor. But dang, guns make a lot of noise, but it's so sad. And even today, I'm like, What's going on? I do believe in the Second Amendment right, but I think handguns are cool. I don't know why you would need anything beyond a handgun because it's easier to carry in your pocket. I don't know why you need a big old gun. But anyway, I digress. Well, Dawnies, that's my short story of my first experience dealing with school violence. I know with everything going on right now, everything's shut down and it's a little crazy. It's making me a little crazy. And I'm just praying for everybody, including our leaders. And so, Dawnies, as I always say, remember to toast to life because it makes for a great story. I don't know if this is such a great story. Remember to check out my other content on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and share the video. And I thank you for watching. Bye.